Bill Walton of the Portland Trail Blazers underwent foot surgery this morning. He'll be out of the lineup for 1 to 3 weeks. This man, Tom Owens, is slated to fill his shoes. Today, the Blazers play host to the Milwaukee Bucks, the NBA on CBS.
The NBA on CBS. Today's game is sponsored by all the new 1978 Chevrolets, now at your Chevy dealers everywhere. Lowenbrau, light special and dark special, when it's time for the taste of a truly great beer. And by the Kelly Springfield Tire Company. The Kellys, they're good and tough.
Welcome to Memorial Coliseum in Portland, the home of the Trailblazers. A sellout crowd on hand today for the third meeting of the year between the Trailblazers and the Milwaukee Bucks. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Bender, and alongside me, a 9-year veteran of professional basketball, Steve Jones. And Steve, the big story here in the Northwest, the injuries to the Trailblazers. Bill Walton is out with foot surgery, and Lloyd Neal will be out until May 1st.
Well, Gary, they've had plenty of injuries, but Jack Ramsey has his team mentally tough. They play the hand just as it's dealt to them. They've had plenty of aces to stay on top. They've been in front all year long, and I'm sure they'll find a hero today.
Steve, this is a big game for Milwaukee. Chicago won this afternoon. Before the day is over, should Milwaukee lose, they could be within a half game of the Bucks.
They could drop a full game, and that could hurt them. They're also being chased or chasing Seattle and Los Angeles, so they're going to try and go out. Brian Winters has been very strong for them. He had his career high against Portland last year, 43 points. You can look for Milwaukee to go all out this afternoon.
You know, Milwaukee played well here earlier this year. They shot about 60% in the first half and still lost the game.
They're an outside shooting team. Portland likes to get those close, high percentage shots, and they shot 53% and lost, and that tells you something about the Portland Trailblazers.
So game number 3 is ready to go between the Bucks and Trailblazers. The Trailblazers have won the first 2. Let's check now the starting lineups. As you can see, the Blazers have had to change as Tom Owens will be opening at the pivot in place of Walton, who will be out 1 to 3 weeks. He had an interdigital neuroma, which had surgery this morning here in Portland. Gross, Lucas, Johnny Davis will go in place of Dave Twardzik, who's hurt, and Lionel Hollins. On the other hand, the Bucks have pretty well stayed with a pat lineup. Gianelli will be at center. Dave Myers and the sensational rookie Marcus Johnson will be at the forwards. Quinn Buckner and Brian Winters will be in the backcourt. And our 2 officials with the basketball, Lee Jones and Tommy Nunez. Nunez from Tempe, Arizona. Jones from Long Island, New York. Well, as you look at Portland, they have a 9-game lead over Philadelphia. That's what they've got to be concerned about now, is to have the best record in basketball for the playoffs.
Well, they look like they're in a secure position. Walton is out, Lloyd Neal is out, and that certainly hurts them some. But Philadelphia has to win, and in order for Philadelphia to catch them, they're going to have to go in a streak like 19-0 the rest of the way, and I don't think they're going to do it. I think that Portland may be able to play around 500 and still hold the top spot.
On the other hand, Steve, Milwaukee's really been a surprise.
Well, they're a young team, and they were rebuilding. They came off of that last year. The addition of Marcus Johnson gave them a lot of quickness and power up front, which they didn't have, and Don Nelson has just done an outstanding coaching job with them. You can look for them to be in the playoffs sometime this year, and they're going to be tough for years to come.
All right, ready to go now. Tom Owens against John Gianelli. Game number 3, they're going to jump it up again. There is Jack Ramsey. He's got those tattooed pants on again.
Jack Ramsey is very colorful. He knows he's on CBS this afternoon.
All right, here's Dave Myers, who's been shooting pretty well from outside. Rebound, Tom Owens. He had 25 points against the Knicks earlier this week. Lionel Hollins on the drive, Johnny Davis. Davis, second-year man from Dayton, can't get it to go, and Myers brings it down, and here comes the quarterback of the Bucks, Quinn Buckner. He is like a coach on the floor, and Don Nelson told me he's turning more and more of the play calling over to him. Marcus Johnson back to Quinn Buckner. Gianelli. Boy, what an acquisition he's been, as Kent Benson hasn't quite shaped up like they wanted to. Here's Buckner inside. The basket's going to count, and he's been fouled. Gross picking up the foul, and to the line goes Buckner. Here is a guy that's kind of the pulse of the ball club, Steve.
Well, you know, Quinn Buckner is an underrated player in the sense, you know, he doesn't score a lot of baskets, and he's not very flashy out there, but he's a steady influence. He's the type of player you want to have playing opposite of Brian Winters, a guy who doesn't want to shoot the ball too much, and you can free Brian Winters up to just go down and be offensive-minded, and that's really what pays dividends.
3-0 to score. Lucas, and Maurice Lucas is playing with a badly bruised left hand. He has a guard on it. Makes it a 3-2 game.
Oh, with shots like that, Gary, he can have both of his hands badly bruised. That's a high percentage shot. You don't miss many of those.
Gianelli outside with Owens on him. Owens 6'10". Boy, he's got a big job replacing Walton until Walton can get back. Dave Myers, and he got it. Dave Myers bouncing one in.
That's a tough try by Myers. What Milwaukee would like to do is slow Portland down. Of course, Portland is going to be slowed down because they can't run because they don't get the defensive board without Walton in there. But Portland is going to try and move the ball and move themselves, and Milwaukee should try and make Portland take those types of shots to be successful this afternoon.
Gross misses. He doesn't miss very many. He shoots well from the field. He is 8th in the NBA in field goal percentage. Now Myers gets another, so he's hit 2 in a row now.
Well, Dave Myers has it out of the cast, and he's going to warm it up. He's taken 3 shots in 2 minutes.
7-2, the Bucks on top. Game earlier this year, Milwaukee shot 60% in the first half and still trailed at half. That shows you what you have to do. Quinn Buckner picking up the personal foul, and that is his first personal foul, and Hollins will bring it in now for the Blazers.
This is a tired Blazer team. Normally they like to get out and move and be very active. The injuries, they have a lot of injuries to a lot of people. Dave Fortick is hurt. Lionel Hollins is hurt. Lucas, all of those people are injured. They're not moving themselves quite as well. So, they're going to try and play it maybe a little bit slower pace than we're accustomed to seeing them.
There's Lucas going inside, and he's been fouled. Look again at Maurice Lucas, maybe the best power forward in the NBA.
Well, what Maurice Lucas really epitomizes for this team is mental toughness. He's been hurt all year long, but when they need him, he's always there, and he always comes with the big game. It looked like he got fouled coming across the middle that time, and they said he was not in the act of shooting as Bobby Gross gets one down.
Gross scores. That foul was on Quinn Buckner, but he was not in the act of shooting. So it's 7-4 now. Milwaukee with the lead.
Well, I don't know, Gary. If you can drive to the hoop like that and not be in the act of shooting, I don't know what the act of shooting is.
Here's Buckner outside with Johnny Davis on him. Davis and Hollins, 2 of the faster guards in the NBA. Buckner off to Brian Winters, and Winters who plays well against this team, and that was Marcus Johnson, the rookie from UCLA. He is sensational. He'll play hard all game long. There's the interception by Buckner. Lucas getting back quickly. Lucas can play the good defense.
Well, Lucas that time did the smart thing. He just played a zone and made Quinn Buckner bring the ball back out. He could not get the ball to Marcus Johnson cutting on the wing.
Gianelli a long ways out for him. Didn't get it to go. It's 9-4. Milwaukee with the lead. Davis into Tom Owens. Owens with 25 points against New York. 15 points the last outing against Cleveland. Myers comes up with it. Myers. Gianelli having a tough time with it. Brings it out to Brian Winters. Winters with 43 points last year against Portland. That's a personal high for him. An NBA All-Star performer. Up it comes to Johnson again. Johnson, their number 2 scorer, number 1 rebounder. Here's Buckner. And inside, he can't get it, and Tom Owens brings it down.
Well, right now, again, as I said earlier, you're seeing a tired Trailblazer team. Normally, they're much tougher on the defense. They have not gotten really very active defensively. Tom Owens came in and got a big rebound to keep them in contact with 8:23 left.
Owens already has 4 rebounds in this game. He's found a home here. He's kind of been a well-traveled player, both in the ABA and NBA.
Well, you look at Tom Owens, he can't jump very well. He's not very quick, but he is a very smart basketball player. And Portland needed someone to back Bill Walton up that wasn't going to hurt them. His acquisition here has been a plus for Portland.
Lionel Hollins now will back it out. It's 9-6, Milwaukee with the lead. 7:58 to go, first period. Trying to go backdoor to Davis. And a foul is coming up. If that's on... Picking up that foul is going to be, I thought for a moment it was going to be Quinn Buckner. That would have been his 3rd.
It's John Gianelli.
Yes, sir. It's Gianelli committing the personal foul. Backdoor to Gross. Now there's a guy, Bob Gross, who just compliments everybody on the club. He just fills in the holes and gets the job done.
Bobby Gross just keeps himself moving. Bill Bradley is a player that started that type of trend. He just keeps himself moving, works, and tries to get free. He much prefers to shoot the type of shot he just made, a little easy layup out inside, but he can shoot the ball outside.
Gianelli making it now an 11-8 game. Tom Owens trying to play the role of Walton, looking for the open man, which Walton does so well when he's in the lineup. Lionel Hollins. Rebound, Gianelli. Gianelli and Owens having quite a battle underneath. Gianelli goes at 6'10", as does Owens. Here's Buckner. Buckner up to Gianelli. Inside Marcus Johnson. Boy, this rookie is something. Rebound, Gianelli can't handle it, and coming up with his Hollins. Look at that move, would you? Rebound by Myers. What a move by Lionel Hollins, but he couldn't get it to drop for him.
Oh, that was real good individual effort that time, and it just wouldn't go down for him. He spun, and he shook a lot of people.
Tommy Nunez now indicating that Johnson stepped on the end line, so the ball will go over as Jack Ramsey now. We're going to have a timeout. Is going to tuck things over. 6:44 to go, first quarter. Milwaukee 11, Portland 8.
Here's to good friends. Tonight is kind of special.
Hey, where you been? It wasn't easy getting tickets for this game.
Hey, Bob.
Eddie, I know exactly what I want. I want the biggest steak you got and a bottle of Lowenbrow. Steak and Lowenbrow. Dolan, you're a genius.
When you want the taste of a truly great beer, tonight, let it be Lowenbrow.
Here's to the chef. Here's to the bartender.
Introducing the Kellys. From Fayetteville, North Carolina, the Kelly Passenger Radio. From Cumberland, Maryland, the Kelly Truck Tire. From Tyler, Texas, the Kelly RV Tire. From Freeport, Illinois, the Kelly Farm Tractor Tire. From Cumberland, Maryland, the low-cost 4-ply tire.
For whatever driving you're doing, the Kellys have a tire for you. The Kellys. What a lineup.
Tough throughout the line. We're good and tough. We're the Kellys. Rolling.
Here's a few tips on how to get out of an airport fast. 1. Join the #1 club and reserve a car with Hertz. 2. Have your license and credit card ready, because Hertz will be ready for you. 3. Need directions? Ask Hertz. They know the shortest routes. Nobody can get you out of an airport faster. Nobody can get you out of an airport faster.
Go, Juice! Go!
Rent a Ford from Hertz.
The superstar in rent-a-car.
Right.
Next Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern, the CBS Sports Spectacular presents live the Professional Karate Association's World Middleweight Championship with undefeated Bill Superfoot Wallace defending his title against undefeated Emilio Narvez. And highlights of World Cup skiing from Stratton, Vermont with Ingemar Stenmark of Sweden and Phil Mayer of the United States slated to compete. That's next Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern.
Also, this reminder on the CBS Sports Spectacular next Saturday, we'll have part 2 of that Muhammad Ali press conference. Most interesting yesterday, as he declared he should get the rematch with Leon Spinks rather than Ken Norton. He doesn't want to wait around, and so we'll have part 2 of that right here on the CBS Sports Spec. Right now, our score here, 11-8, Milwaukee on top. As far as shooting statistics are concerned, 45% for the Bucks from the field, 40% for Portland. Davis, Hollins, Gross, Lucas, and Owens, the 5 that started the game for the Trailblazers, coming back in. Nice play to Lionel Hollins. Lionel Hollins getting inside, broken up. It'll be Milwaukee's ball. 11-10 now. Portland has cut it to 1.
Well, those are the type of plays that really make Portland successful. They move the ball, they move themselves very quickly, and they get the high percentage shot inside. That's what Milwaukee is going to have to cut down on. They're going to be successful.
Lucas playing the tough defense against Johnson, and Marcus Johnson going to have a tough time shaking him. Winters loses to Hollins. Myers trying to get down there. Gross. There's good hustle. Both Gross and Davis following that missed shot.
Well, Myers did a good job to make Hollins miss the shot. Normally, again, that's a sign of fatigue. Normally, Hollins would have left Myers easily. He was looking back, knowing that he was going to get caught, and he made a tough try out of it.
We got 3 seconds in the lane. Let's go back now on that break down the floor on Lionel Hollins.
You see Hollins right here. He's looking back. Normally, he would have just gone in. He tries to hold the ball from Myers, who thought he was going to come up over a block, and he missed it, and Bobby Gross was there to put it in.
Just inside 6 minutes to go. First period, 12-11 now. The Trailblazers have taken the lead. Outside, Hollins. And a pushing foul, loose ball foul. And it's going to go against Tom Owens. Owens committing his first personal foul. Steve, to get to what you're pointing at, can you be also mentally tired? This team might be down a little bit with Walton out of there, Neal out of there.
Oh, there's no question. There's a lot of factors that are making them psychologically flat. They've had such a good start. They've been on top all year long, and now they've had some tough scheduling. They've got some injuries. Everybody's a little tired, so they're not as aggressive as they normally are, moving up and down the floor and playing defense.
Boy, Hollins is working hard, though, isn't he? He has 4 points, and it's now 14-11. The Blazers putting it together now. Charging foul.
This is a team that really hangs together, though. They've had a lot of adversity that's gone unnoticed because of their record.
Let's
and
go
we'll
back.
see Brian Winters here. He's working. Hollins really knows how to play the body defense, and he's right there. Winters should have come back the other way, and he just kept going to his right.
That's the third team foul against Milwaukee, the first against Brian Winters. Johnny Davis into Tom Owens. Owens against Gianelli. There's Lucas, always seemingly around the ball, and he's fouled as he wheels in. Dave Myers reaching in, committing the personal foul. That'll be his first. Lucas always seems to have position on the boards.
Well, David Myers that time, knowing that Lucas is big and strong, should have boxed out. That way, he would have gotten a chance to get the basketball. It came off at a funny angle. He was out of position. Lucas has a chance to get a couple of free throws.
We got a change now. Junior Bridgman is checked in at guard, replacing Brian Winters. And Bridgman, boy, he can present some firepower for a club. Lucas makes it a 16-11 game. So the Bucks now have hit a cold snap.
Well, that's come because of the type of shots that they've taken and the way that they've moved the ball. They've not moved themselves in the ball as crisply as they did in the early part of the game, as Johnny Davis picks up a foul, and the crowd's unhappy about that.
Well, this crowd, I tell you, the Memorial Coliseum has been sold out forever, and it's sold out here again. Myers. Look at Lucas go up, would you? Here's Johnson. The two of them really battling on the boards, and that's going to count, and he's been fouled. That was quite a one-on-one battle between Lucas and the rookie Marcus Johnson.
Well, you know, Marcus Johnson has got those type of springs in his leg that allow him to take that elevator up to any floor, and that time he just went up over Lucas and out-jumped him for the ball and then muscled it right back up inside. That's his strong point. He's not a real good outside shooter yet, but I think he's going to develop a good outside shot. He's going to be really tough to deal with in years to come.
Boy, he's got the great attitude. He has 3 points. Now it's a 2-point lead for the Blazers, 16-14. Tom Owens with Gianelli on him, backing in against him. And we're going to have a foul on Gianelli. He mistimed that jump and landed in him. That'll be his second personal foul, and Tom Owens will go to the line. This guy, you know, he just wasn't finding any place to play. He didn't seem to be in the right place. They picked him up from Houston for Robin Jones, and what an acquisition.
He is, again, he's a very smart player. John Gianelli that time should realize that Tom Owens is not an overpowering center. Should have just held his ground and make it a tough shot. He can't really out-jump his opponent, so what he tries to do is give him a little ball fake, head fake, and get him up off his feet and then draw the foul. 4-point
lead, 18-14 for Portland. Gianelli, backdoor to Myers, hit the rim. Here's Lucas. Off it comes to Johnny Davis. Davis playing in place of Dave Twardzik, who we may see before the afternoon's over. Gross, Hollins working for the shot. Battling up was Tom Owens on the boards with two of the Bucks, and he got the basket. And now Bridgman wants an injury timeout. I don't know what has happened, or maybe we have some water on the floor. No, Bridgman hit his elbow. Junior Bridgman, number 2. Looks like his left elbow may have hit the crazy bone there.
I think that's all it is, and he's going to give him a little rub. He wants to be as sound as he can be. He's really represented a lot of firepower for them. He's been their hottest shooter in the last couple of months. He's shooting like 55% and averaging about 18-6 in the last 5 or 6 games for them.
I saw him in the Garden against the Knicks get his career high of 35 points for this year, and I'm telling you, he was something. He really put the ball in the hole that night. 20-14 now. Portland with the lead. Buckner off to Dave Myers. Myers picked up by Hollins. We got a mismatch somewhere, and reaching in is Bobby Gross, and Gross picks up the foul. Gross committing the foul, and Dave Myers to the line. That's the second foul on Gross. Dave Myers has always had a tough time shooting free throws. He's changed his style. I think he's jump shooting them now, isn't he?
Well, he was jump shooting them. A lot of free throwing is psychological, and when guys don't shoot them very well, they kind of get themselves psyched out, and so they never really go and approach the line with a lot of confidence, and that's been one of his problems. He's not a bad perimeter shooter, and from 15 with no one on him, he should shoot at least 75%.
Well, you can see he's jump shooting them right now. Lucas comes away with it. 20-15. Portland with the lead. 3:48 to go. First quarter. Myers thus far with 5 points for the afternoon. Gross picked up by Marcus Johnson into Lucas. Lucas against Myers. Boy, he's tough in there.
Well, you're going to always be tough in that orange when you get the ball down in that deep and you're as strong as Lucas. Dave Myers right now is being used because he's letting them get down into deep. He's got to forced Lucas to go from the outside. Portland now, after the timeout, has really come alive because they're getting the type of shots that make them successful.
Jim Akins has checked in at the pivot. He just passed off to Dave Myers, and Myers gunned one through. He has 7 points, 22-17, down the floor, and Gross has been fouled by Jim Akins. There is the Portland Trail Blazer basketball you expect to see.
They're just alert. They're on top of the play. Hollins has the ball in the back court, and he spots a cutting Bobby Gross right down the middle. And he's got Jim Akins, who's slower than him, on his back and can't jump as well, and he's on the line.
Bobby Gross at the line. Gross thus far with 6, now with 7 points for the afternoon. Gross, third-year man from Long Beach State.
The thing that, again, it shows with the Portland Trailblazers, even though they are a tired team, they're a mentally tough team, and they have gotten the lead back, and they are playing their type of basketball, and they're taking the Milwaukee Bucks out of their offense.
And again, whoops, there's a case of Buckner looking away when Akins threw it to him. And again, let's point out how important this game is to Milwaukee. Chicago won this afternoon over Golden State 96-95. Should the Bucks lose, the Bulls would be within a half game as they try to catch the Bucks, who are in second in the Midwest Division. Gross inside, and he stepped on the baseline, so that'll give the ball back to the Bucks. We have a timeout now with 2:47 to go. First period. The Portland Trail Blazers, after starting slowly, have taken a 24-17 lead in this first quarter.
Baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, Chevrolet.
Where you going, America?
To Malibu.
Malibu. Malibu.
Malibu.
Looks like a large slice of America is going to Malibu. Chevy's new size, quick size, mid-size car that's so right in so many ways for so many people right now. You'd think it had been designed by Mr. John Q. Public himself. It's you, America. A fresh new slice of apple pie called Chevy Malibu.
A fresh new slice of apple pie from Chevrolet to you.
You're gonna eat it up.
Hey, look at that. It's a chainsaw with its case. Uh-oh, somebody left it. Probably taking a coffee break. It's a McCulloch Mac 140. Wow. It's got automatic oiling. That's slick. This is the chain brake safety feature. Yeah. It stops the chain in less than 1/10 of a second. That's fast. And look at these teeth. They sharpen themselves with a press of a button. Mine don't.
The McCulloch Mac 140. You can't buy another chainsaw with all these features at any price.
That McCulloch's got just about everything. Yeah, but I bet it can't swim. Good point.
McCulloch. In the yellow pages, under saws.
Fred, you're getting married. You gotta look great, so stop shaving. It's better to get stroked in the morning.
The Bic shaver?
The Bic shaver is so responsive it doesn't shave you, it strokes you.
I'm gonna get stroked like this every morning.
And the Bic shaver's cheaper than blades, yet it's a blade and handle in one.
Fred, marriage agrees with you.
Well, he really got stroked this morning.
The Bic shaver, lots of great shaves from just one Bic shaver. Then it's time for the next. So don't shave, get stroked in the morning.
Next Sunday, CBS Sports presents NBA regional action, tipping off at 1:45 p.m. Eastern with Philadelphia taking on Boston, Milwaukee going against Atlanta, Chicago tangling with Denver, Golden State taking on Kansas City, and Cleveland versus Indiana. Consult your local listings for the game and time in your area. That's NBA regional action next Sunday.
But as we mentioned, Steve Jones, the injury problem really starting to crop up as far as the Trailblazers are concerned. They've added a man, Willie Norwood, who's been a well-traveled veteran of the NBA, 6'7" forward, played for 6 NBA seasons. There he is. Has been added to the roster because of the fact that Lloyd Neal will be out until May 1st, and of course Walton's going to be out. Well, they don't know, 1 to 3 weeks. They're still speculating.
Well, I talked with John White, and he thought that they would have him back sometime next week, but they're not really certain.
They hope so anyway. There's Junior Bridgman. He scores his first 2 points of the afternoon. It's 24-19, and Bridgman's the type of guy that can bring it back in a hurry. He can put the points in a hurry. Here's Tom Owens. Jim Akins is on him. Former ABA veteran, Lionel Hollins. Soft left-handed shot.
The Milwaukee Bucks have made some changes of what they must do with those changes in personnel as Alex English has come in the game, is play tougher defense and make Portland put the ball up from the outside. Hollins got that shot, but he's had a tough time shooting against the Milwaukee Bucks. Make them put the ball up from out there. You get a chance to run after a missed jump shot.
All right, we have a change for Portland now. Corky Calhoun had 20 points, and there's Dave Twardzik, number 13, who's come in. So we have Hollins, Twardzik at the guards, Corky Calhoun, Tom Owens, and Maurice Lucas. As you mentioned, Alex English, second-year man, now picking up Calhoun, has come in for the Milwaukee Bucks. And we've got a foul on Junior Bridgman, holding on as Lionel Hollins tried to get loose on the baseline. That's his first personal foul.
Cheap baskets, this is something that the Milwaukee Bucks don't want to do. You don't want to let the Portland Trail Blazers get that 10-point lead on you here in the Memorial Coliseum, because they can stretch it into 20 just in a matter of a couple of minutes.
2 free throws coming now for Hollins. 1:56 to go. First period of play. 26-19, the Blazers. They get 27 points. Here's Bridgman. So we have Buckner, Bridgman, Dave Myers, Jim Akins, and Alex English in the lineup. Bridgman off to Buckner. Buckner picked up by Hollins. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Bridgman outside. He can hit him. Boy, he can shoot with anybody.
Well, the problem with Junior Bridgman is he doesn't look at the basket enough. He's a very unselfish basketball player. He takes usually very good shots. He should look at the basket a great deal more with Winters out of the lineup and playing with Quinn Buckner.
Here's Lucas. Off to Calhoun. Back door. And that's what Twardzik does so well, but Bridgman blocked it. Twardzik playing with a badly sprained right ankle. Bridgman to Myers. And the break has now cut that lead. And it's a 27-23 game. The Bucks now climbing back into it. Myers with 9 points. He's the high point man on the floor right now. Here's Hollins picked up by Bridgman. Lucas. Boy, he can shoot well for a big 6'9" guy.
Well, Lucas can shoot well, but again, these are the shots that will really make the Portland Trail Blazers less effective. So Milwaukee would like to see that type of shot coming up from Lucas.
Bridgman driving in heavy traffic. Twardzik comes away with it. You can see Twardzik's right leg, how it's heavily taped with that right ankle that he's been having problems with. Here's Hollins, Owens, and a foul inside as Dave Myers reaching in commits a personal foul. And that, for Myers, is going to be his second, as Owens will go to the line.
Well, the Bucks are a little slow. They cannot match the Trailblazers' foot speed and quickness-wise. They're a little bit slow making the transition from offense to defense, and Portland is pushing the ball up the court. Hollins, who has played a lot of minutes, is still trying to get up and down the court to create some opportunities for his teammates.
And the man from South Carolina now makes it 31-23. So the Blazers start opening up a little bit as Jack Ramsey, always intent on what's going on out there. He never relaxes. Here's Myers. Myers picked up by Corky Calhoun. Calhoun with 20 points in yesterday's win over Cleveland. Akins reaching over, and Akins has committed the foul.
You see, that's a problem for the Milwaukee Bucks right there. Instead of passing the ball, when the double team presents itself, they're dribbling, going one-on-one, taking tough shots from the perimeter, and they end up with a foul. You'll see Calhoun and Hollins over here in the corner. They have Myers trapped. Instead of giving it up, he gives it up to the basket. Akins doing the right thing. Looks like he has a shot at the ball. He's on top of Tom Owens, and Owens is a garbage man. He'll take whatever he can get his hands on.
Now we have a change for both sides. Ernie Grunfeld has come in, replacing Dave Myers. And Willie Norwood, there he is. The first time he's been in a Blazers uniform. I guess they were working with him before today's game, trying to tell him what to expect offensively. He's the guy that's come in. He's been added to the roster.
Well, Portland has a very simple offense. All you have to do is just keep moving. If you're a forward, move down on the baseline, try and run out on the break, and you get an easy opportunity shot. And Willie Norwood is strong inside, and he could be a factor for them.
Tom Owens now has 10 points in this game. 12 seconds on the shot clock. About 2 seconds more on the game clock. 33-23, a 10-point lead. 4 seconds on the shot clock. English broken up by Twardzik. 3 seconds, 2, 1. And that ends our first period of play here at the Memorial Coliseum as this capacity crowd applauding the Blazers, who have a 10-point lead.
Port of call, South Pacific.
Liberty call.
The Navy. See a recruiter or call toll-free. It's not just a job, it's an adventure.
I'm Tom T. Hall, here to tell you about Bonanza specials available on 1978 Chevy fleet-side pickups. With this option package, Bonanza pickups are priced $350 less than if you ordered everything separately. It includes air conditioning, gauges, automatic transmission, power steering, comfort tilt wheel, special trim, and more. So get all the Bonanza packs now at participating Chevy dealers. And bring your friends.
My son Charlie had measles when he was a baby. He was unlucky. He's going to be deaf for life. Your child doesn't have to have measles or any of the childhood diseases you can protect against. Charlie missed some of his shots. If you don't have your child fully immunized and he gets sick, how will you say you're sorry? Call your doctor or local health department. Immunize your child, please.
Well, after one period of play, as far as the shooting statistics are concerned, they're equal. They're 48 each, and that would surprise you a little bit, I would think. I would assume that Portland was shooting better from the field.
Well, Portland has gotten the better percentage shots. Milwaukee early in the ball game got some pretty good shots, and they just have not gotten enough balls up in the air. Portland has gotten 11 for 28, and Milwaukee Bucks are 10 for 21. They brought Brian Winters back in the backcourt with Bridgman, a big backcourt, and they could be bothered by the foot speed and quickness of Portland, but they can shoot over it.
All right, we have Calhoun towards it. This is Willie Norwood, who they just picked up. Alcorn A&M trying to get his first points of the year. Gives it off to Owens, broken up by Akins. You know, just watching towards it a while ago, he's not moving very well.
No, he's had a lot of injuries. You know, he's got a back problem, he's got a foot problem, but, you know, he's playing, trying to get himself ready for May.
There's Norwood at 6'7" off to Corky Calhoun. Calhoun, a much better shooter than a lot of people think. They say he shoots well in practice, and he's done it in the game. He's confident now, isn't he?
He's telling him, don't play me cheap. You got to put a hand in his face at least. You know, he's been reluctant just to take shots. He's not a bad shooter, but if you don't take them, you get the reputation of not being able to put it up and down, and he's got to put some balls up and get some down for the Trailblazers really to be successful down the stretches. Howland takes a real tough shot.
Boy, a rainbow shot. You know, that basket a while ago by Winters, his first 2 points, and that is indicative of what's happening to the Bucks. They're not getting any scoring power from this guy. Here he's going back again. He forced that one, and Akins reaching over again. Jim Akins reaching around, committing a personal foul.
Those are tough shots. Now you see Winters here, he works, and it's basically a one-on-one situation. He goes up, it's 1-on-2 right there, and he puts up, in God we trust, and Akins tries to come over the top and gets the foul. They must move the ball and move themselves. They must make Portland play some defense. If you come down and shoot quickly against them, you can be in trouble all day.
See Don Nelson a little pensive right now. His club down 37-25. Here's Twardzik moving on Winters. Gives it off now to Larry Steele, who's checked into the game.
25.
Well, we've got 3 seconds in the lane.
The Milwaukee Bucks do not quit. There's one thing about youth, they don't know when they're beat, and they just keep coming at you, so you can look for them to come back in the basketball game.
With the ball now, Brian Winters. Off it comes to Alex English, who checked in earlier. Has come back. Here is Bridgman. Bridgman and Winters are going to have to start hitting from outside. Steele playing. Boy, did he run into a pick that time by Akins, but took his head off. Here is English again. English not shooting the ball as of late very well. Steele brings it out. Up to Twardzik. English has hit a cold streak. Grenfell, number 20, he's the rookie from Tennessee. He, on the other hand, has really picked up his shooting. Here's Owens. Steele. Fouled. Boy, he tried to get that one to go through. Kind of from his hip on that shot.
Anytime you can get in that deep, you're going to try and get it up to the basket. He got a little push underneath, and he gets to the free throw line. They are letting Portland move the ball and move themselves too easily. They don't have enough defensive pressure on them right now. Tom Owens is not that good a passer under pressure. He's certainly no Bill Walton, but he looks the part so far today.
Sure does. That foul was on Winters, his second foul. Larry Steele, boy, he has always been tough from the free throw line. The only original Blazer still with this team, and he too is having problems. He has a foot problem. This team has really been like an episode of Marcus Welby. Here's Brian Winters, picked up by Twardzik. Winters now looking for the basket.
Tough shot. Winters got bodied down below. He thought he was going to get a foul, and he didn't. They've got to try to slow Portland down, make them shoot the ball from the outside, and get some good defensive pressure on the passers.
Winters with 4 points. Inside 10 minutes to go now in this second period. Steele outside, and it just won't go. Marcus Johnson comes down with it. 39-27. Here's Winters again. Boy, he's playing an entirely different game in the second period. He forced that one, though, but he's been fouled by Tom Owens. Owens doesn't like that call at all. You know, when you don't have people on that bench, it's tough for this club. Owens foul out of here. They'd have to, I suppose, move Lucas in the hole.
It might not be a bad idea for them to try to attack the center position, because then that would bring Lucas in, and they would have to play Willie Norwood a little bit more than possibly they want to. He's not ready because he doesn't know the offense that well. And maybe Kofi Calhoun. Calhoun coming off a 20-point performance yesterday, but it would be a good idea to make the Milwaukee Bucks make him prove that he can score 20 again.
Now Owens goes out of the lineup. He has 2 personal fouls. Lucas has checked in. So we have Calhoun, Davis, Lucas, Twardzik, and Larry Steele in the lineup. 39-29, a 10-point lead now for the Blazers. Winters has 6 points, all of them coming in the second period. Steele. Calhoun going up. And he is fouled on that melee underneath. I think it's Marcus Johnson committing the personal foul. Both he and Akins went up for the ball, and Johnson comes away with a foul.
No box. Again, they have failed to box out, and that's what really hurt them. They have given Portland chances to either be getting the ball back from a foul situation or get on the free throw line.
I stand corrected on that, Steve. It was on Akins, and that's his 4th foul. So he comes out of there now. Gianelli has come back in. But they have a lot of depth at center. They still have Kent Benson on the bench.
They have plenty of centers that they can come at you, but at the rate they're going, they'll all be gone by the half.
There's Johnson hustling. That's what he has always done this year. Johnson hits the front row over there. See if he's all right.
I think that's Junior Bridgman.
I'm sorry, Bridgman hitting the deck over there. Boy, he hit a cameraman over there, and I'm not sure that cameraman's going to get back up for a while. Here's Twardzik, bring it into Lucas, out to Steele. 9:09 to go, first half, 10-point lead for the Blazers. Blazers with the best record in the NBA, 51-11. Oh, look at that pass. But he can't get it down, Gianelli. Boy, what a pass that time.
That was a great pass. Lucas broke real quickly across the middle. He had the small Junior Bridgman on him, and Bridgman lost sight of him. Portland is just getting the better percentage shot, and they're moving the ball a lot better than Milwaukee. They're getting into their offense.
Committing the foul is Calhoun. That's his first. Grenfell will bring it in. And now we're going to have another change. T.R. Dunn, the rookie from Alabama, number 23. Second-round draft pick this year will come in, and he'll replace Twardzik. Twardzik's hurting. I'll tell you, he's huffing and puffing out there and trying to get around on that leg.
Well, it's real tough for him right now. What Jack Ramsey is trying to do is keep fresh bodies in the game, and Johnny Davis is on a breakaway.
Boy, can Davis move. That'll bring the house down. Boy, Davis, he can get down the floor. He and Hollins. I don't think there's a faster pair of guards than any team.
Well, they have a lot of quickness in the backcourt. The thing that's really hurting the Milwaukee Bucks is that they are going a lot of one-on-one. Now you see Davis, he got the steal in the backcourt. Bridgman, who jumps very well himself, sees that he can't get him and wisely lets him go.
Not too bad for a guy 6'2" getting up that high, huh?
A little bird.
41-29. Last foul, by the way, was on Davis. His second, and a walking violation against Marcus Johnson. And the Bucks right now are not putting it together.
Milwaukee's countered by putting their little water bug in, Lloyd Walton, so he's going to see if he can keep up with Johnny Davis. But Johnny Davis is one of the quickest men in the NBA off the dribble, and that should be a good foot race.
So Walton against Davis. Walton, number 11, coming in for the Bucks for the first time. The former Marquette standout. Corky Calhoun to Maurice Lucas, another Marquette All-American. Here's Larry Steele. Here comes Grunfeld. Marcus Johnson. Portland getting back well. Johnson can't get it to go, and Lucas comes down with it. Off to Calhoun. Lucas down at the other end now. They're waiting on him as he comes back into the offensive picture. Steele. Larry Steele hitting outside. Steele this year is averaging just a little over 8 points a game. And timeout is called by Milwaukee. 43-29. The Trailblazers are starting to really rip them up here.
In the tropics, where we blend Dutch Master cigars, our master blender, Augusto Santiago, meets the tobacco personally. Before he accepts, he tastes it 3 times. First with his nose, then with his touch. Then he wraps a leaf around the cigar and tastes it with his taste. That's why a Dutch Masters like our Panatella is worth more. There really are masters at Dutch Masters.
New around here? Sure got a nice motorcycle.
Oh, it's a new Honda Hawk Honda-matic.
Honda-matic?
No clutch.
No clutch. Well, beautiful wheels.
They're standard.
How does a little lady handle it?
Oh, new weight distribution. It feels light.
Someday I'd love to
Yes?
ride it.
Well, then go see your Honda dealer.
When you're on a Honda, you're really going strong.
Sears National Automotive Values. Now on sale, the Sears 36 battery. Loaded with starting power and it's maintenance free. At only $26.99, you save $8 on Sears 36 battery.
Get the toughness and durability of Sears Guardsman belted tire. Prices start as low as $23.88. That's value in a belted tire. Guardsman belted at Sears.
Next Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern, Challenge of the Sexes features a tennis challenge with versatile world-class veteran Francoise Durr taking on high-ranking Dick Stockton. A gymnastics competition with future Olympians Lisa Cawthron and Jim Hartung. Plus a Frisbee challenge. That's next Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern.
Gary Bender and Steve Jones at Memorial Coliseum in Portland. Steve, what are the Bucks going to have to do to get back in this one?
Well, they're going to have to play some better defense, but offensively, we got to credit Portland because Portland has picked up their defense. Milwaukee has to move the ball and move themselves. They are going a lot of one-on-one, and Portland is not the type of team where you can really come down and shoot quickly against them and expect to be successful. You have to make them play some defense and not put the ball up quickly from the outside unless you're making all of them, and certainly Milwaukee is not.
37-year-old Don Nelson and Jack Ramsey last year led the Trailblazers to the top, the NBA championship. Here's Marcus Johnson picked up by Corky Calhoun. 43-29, the lead of the Blazers. Grunfeld outside. Rebounding as T.R. Dunn. Not a very selfish player, Marcus Johnson, to the big steal, but Lucas is back here. Seems like Lucas is always back here. Well, he really plays back here in a hurry.
That time, Marcus Johnson just tricked T.R. Dunn. He made a little fake like he was going up the court and turned subtly and surprised him and got the steal. And Lucas again did the smart thing, zoned up back underneath and wanted Marcus Johnson to shoot the ball from the outside.
Foul on Steele, his first. Walton will take it out. Walton brings it into Johnson. Lloyd Walton. Is he quick, too? There's quite a matchup between he and Davis. Grunfeld has played very well. He had 17 points against Phoenix, is fouled on the drive. Don Nelson told me before the game he thinks Grunfeld now is really starting to put it together. He's going to use him more and more down the stretch.
For every rookie, there's an adjustment, and Ernie Grunfeld, he came out highly touted, and it took him a little while to adjust to the pro game. He's an in-between size. He doesn't have a lot of foot speed. He is very quick, but they've been playing him back and forth at forward and guard. He's not overpowering as a forward, and then he's at a disadvantage at a guard, so it's taken him some time to find his home out on the court.
Hollins comes in. T.R. Dunn checks out. As far as Grunfeld is concerned, he's averaging 7 points a game. But he had 17 points in a losing cause against Phoenix before they came over here to play Portland. Inside, 7 minutes to go before halftime. At halftime, we'll have Horse coming your way. Here is Lionel Hollins. Brian Winters on him. Look at Marcus Johnson going up, but taken away by Steele. There was a case of Johnson up above everybody, but Steele with the quick hands coming away with the ball. So they'll reset it now. Lucas. Gianelli on him. And Gianelli committing the foul. Lucas just got a step on him, and he couldn't catch up with it.
Well, they always tell you can't play defense with your hands. You'll see John Gianelli, he comes out, his center of gravity is really not set, and he comes out as Lucas is starting to make his move to the basket and has his hand down low.
Third foul on Gianelli. Akins already has 4, so the centers have committed 7 fouls thus far.
They have now let Larry Steele get his confidence up. He's the type of player who does not really make a lot of baskets under pressure, good defensive pressure on him, but they've let him get a couple of easy shots outside, and they can't get into the offense, and Portland is getting all the break.
Winters walking with the ball. It would appear to me that one of the game plans here today is to shut Winters off. They've really been playing him tough defensively. Here comes Walton. Winters just hasn't had any open shots. Now here's one of the better ones he's had this afternoon, and he got it.
Oh, Again, the reason that they're not getting the shots is because they're trying to force the offense. Portland is applying pressure out high instead of passing the ball and moving without it, then coming back off of a pick or some type of play. They're trying to go one-on-one, and Portland is making them take tough shots.
Winters now with 8 points, all of them coming in the second quarter. 45-32, 7 seconds on the shot clock. Lucas. He loves to shoot from that area. You let him shoot from there and he'll kill you.
Well, again, you want him to shoot from out there. That keeps him away from the rebounding area. They're going to miss some of those shots, and Milwaukee has a chance to run.
Oh, did Lucas reject that one? Here's Calhoun. Maurice Lucas must have been 3 feet above Lloyd Walton when he tried to wheel inside.
Well, Lloyd Walton is about 3 feet shorter, and he's got a problem to begin with. The little fella went inside. He took it in a little weak, and he paid the price.
There was a nice move by Brian Winters. Back they come. 49-34. Portland with the lead. Winters now with 10 points. Wide open, Davis. Nice pass from Lionel Holland.
See, that's what's killing the Milwaukee Bucks right now. They don't have any idea where their men are. There was 4 guys back. Nobody's on Johnny Davis. He pops underneath the basket. Hollins hits him for an easy 2.
Marcus Johnson, who's really been shut down. He has only 3 points. Trying to get a pair, and he can't. He's got his own rebound and a foul. Larry Steele committing a personal foul. So we're going to have a timeout called with 4:41 to go in this first half. 51-34, Portland with the lead.
See what's new today.
Last spring, 227 specially equipped Chevy Nova police cars were delivered to the Jacksonville, Florida Sheriff's Department. Now, that's a tall order, but no surprise, because law enforcement agencies in 47 states have made Chevy Nova America's best-selling police compact. Now, a lot of the things the police look for in a new car are the same things you'd look for in a new car. Reliability, performance, and value. Chevy Nova, a wanted car, now more than ever.
Without you, nothing moves. The ships are too big, the loads are too heavy, and the days are too long. But every day, you do it. And when the sun finally drops into the cold water, another ship with a full belly heads out for sea. And you head in for Miller Time. Miller Time. Time to relax with the best-tasting beer you can find. Miller High Life, America's quality beer since 1855.
If you've got the time, we've got the beer. Miller beer. Miller tastes too good to hurry through. If you've got the time.
Tonight on All in the Family,
We're going to California!
the Stivicks are moving. So George Jefferson returns to Sally's house.
Well, I could say I'm glad to see you, Bunker, but why lie?
Let's check now what happened in the NBA. Boston, many people feel they may get in the playoffs yet, defeating the Knicks earlier this afternoon. New Jersey over Buffalo. I tell you, those Nets, they've been tough lately. John Williamson giving them a lot of firepower. Atlanta over Seattle. Seattle, Steve, fading just a little bit.
Well, Seattle has a lot of games on the road, and Atlanta is really tough. They're a scrappy ball club, and they're making life miserable for anybody that comes down there to the Omni.
All right, checking others. San Antonio by 1. San Antonio pretty well having things their way in the Central Division. Washington, boy, they put it to Houston. Washington starting to get a little healthier, I believe. They've had a lot of injuries.
They're playing a sick team in the Houston Rockets, and they paid the price. And Detroit making some run at the playoffs again as they beat Indiana.
And look at that, Philadelphia. You know, Phoenix is not in a very comfortable position in second place in the Pacific Division. The Sixers winning. And a game that really affects this one. The Milwaukee Bucks have got to be cognizant of this score. Chicago winning 96-95. Should the Bucks lose here, the Bulls will be within a half game of them in that Midwest Division. Johnson at the line has only 3 points, and that has to be one of the keys to why the Bucks are trailing right now 51-35.
He has not gotten many good offensive opportunities. Again, he right now tries to get the ball in deep. You see it on almost every effort that he makes. He wants to get as close to the basket as he can, and they have not moved the ball as well as they should to get him those type of shots.
Now, Kent Benson has checked in for the first time, the #1 pick in the NBA draft. Benson in there, Lucas against Johnson, and Lucas again.
Again, you cannot beat a team when they can get that ball in that orange area as easily as they have. He's gotten the ball down in deep. Anytime he's won that position, he's been able to get it, and the Milwaukee Bucks have had to settle for shots from outside.
Bob Gross is back in, and he quickly picks up a rebound. Hollins. Look at Hollins go down the floor.
Well, that's a little show and tell. He showed the ball to Brian Winters, brought it back and came right around him and got an easy basket, and right now they're in a roll.
Here's Grunfeld from the corner, and nothing going right for the Bucks right now as they trail 55-36. Hollins, Lucas. Boy, they're starting to run it right now. Here's Lucas. Johnson with the rebound. Marcus Johnson to Grunfeld. Back to Johnson. Nice play to Walton. Very fine break that time by Milwaukee.
That's the best break that they've had because they were able to keep the ball in the middle. But Lucas came down again and had a nice, easy, high percentage shot. They had a 5-man break that time. Everybody scuffling to try and get some of that cheap stuff.
Walton with his first 2 points now. Lucas has hit half of his shots, 5 of 10. Tom Owens, Marcus Johnson, he can't handle it. Lucas saves it in. Boy, look at that. Hollins almost would have gone backcourt, but he stayed above the line. Here's Davis. Great effort.
Well, they just hustle. They keep moving. They keep playing. This is a team that is mentally tough. They come out every night to win a basketball game, and they figure some way they're going to win it, and that's a sign of confidence.
Boy, they had their home streak ended at 44, and you can see why they're so tough at all. 57-38. Johnson. Marcus Johnson hitting outside. He now has 7 points for the afternoon. 57-40. 17-point lead now for the Trailblazers.
Again, the Milwaukee Bucks, they're a young team. They're going to keep scrapping, hustling. They've been down by plenty before, and they've been known as the cardiac kids, and they've come down from many as 19 or 20 points, and they'll make a run yet in the second half.
Tom Owens back and Benson in that time, getting the points. Here's Kent Benson. Off it comes now to Winters, and we're going to have a blocking foul on Lionel Hollins. Hollins just wasn't quite set on that baseline drive, so he commits the personal foul. That is only his first foul. 59-40. Portland looking for victory, number 52 of the year.
We are super critical on that line. We'll knock down engines for a bad paint job, and that's no jive, man. Quality control is the most important aspect of the whole business.
James Rock, Quality Control Inspector. This is who we are and what we do at General Motors.
If the customer has problems with that car, then we got problems because he's not going to be a General Motors customer again. We have 9 inspection stations. I go around to critical points on the line to ensure that they're doing the job right. I run hot tests. You can listen to that engine and you can say, well, this one's a good one or this one's a bad one. It's a good feeling. It's a little feeling of power. There's nobody going to overrule you. But we want to ensure that by the time that it's shipped to the assembly divisions, that engine does function in the way that it's designed to function. I feel personally responsible for that car. I know it's a good car. I know we build it and we build it right.
General Motors, people building transportation to serve people.
The major difference, Sylvania beats RCA.
Take a look at this.
Sylvania beats Zenith. And we'd like you to... Sylvania beats Sony and GE and Sears. That's right. Recently, over 1,000 people saw 6 unidentified 19-inch color pictures side by side. Then they picked the best overall picture, and the clear winner was the Sylvania Superset. So get the picture that beat them all, the Sylvania Superset. Side by side, we beat them all.
Jack Nicklaus heads a standout field when CBS Sports presents the Doral Open next Saturday and Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern.
2.5 minutes to go before halftime. At halftime, we'll have another edition of Horse. Kevin Greavy of the Washington Bullets against Rudy Tomjanovich of the Houston Rockets. We'll also have Jimmy the Greek with Greek's Grapevine. Jack Ramsey, you know, sometimes I think he has to find things to worry about. When you're 51-11, you can't be doing too many things wrong. And here's Don Nelson, who took over 18 games into last season, 37-year-old coach, and he wanted his team to maybe play at 500. They're 3 above that today.
Well, he's done an excellent job with them. They're a young team. They make a lot of young mistakes, but they can only get better, and he looks like he's sitting in a pretty good position.
Now, Winters with 10 points, all of them coming in the second period of play as he was shut out in that initial stanza, 59-41.
He has not looked good in getting his 10, working on 12 from the line, but he's the type of player who can go a period or two without scoring and all of a sudden explode for big numbers on you.
Okay, we have Davis Owens, along with Lionel Hollins, Maurice Lucas, and Bob Gross in the lineup for the Trailblazers. Inside 2.5 minutes, Gross can't handle it. It'll be Milwaukee's ball. There was Owens trying to play the Bill Walton role, passing to the baseline.
Again, they should have had pressure on Tom Owens to keep him from making that pass to cutting Bobby Gross. Everything has been pretty easy for them, and it's been real tough for the Bucks.
Dave Myers back in now for Milwaukee. They just can't get it to drop. Walton trying to keep it alive. Off it comes now to Hollins. Benson hustling back. Lionel Hollins to Gross. They always seem to have that trailing guy open, and here now is Benson with a rebound.
Well, that's part of a fast break. You always have a trailer as Bobby Gross tries for a steal, but you have a trailer on the break, and he's the guy that looks for that open shot as we get an exchange, and Lucas ends up with it.
Here's Davis on the baseline, and he gets it off to Hollins. Boy, was that something. It all started with Gross reaching in from behind, batting it away from Grunfeld.
Well, Grunfeld kept fighting the pressure, and Bobby Gross just stayed after it, and Portland ends up with the ball, and they end up with the basket in a crowd.
Now the Blazers led by 10 at one quarter. They did lead by 20. Now it's 18 as Grunfeld hits outside. That's his first field goal. He has 3 points. 61-43. Hollins off to Davis. Boy, what a find he was a year ago from Dayton. Too many people had heard about him, but you've heard about him now. Here's Lucas out to Gross. Grunfeld on him. Owens against Benson. There's Lucas, always there.
Inside position again, no box, and that's what's making life real tough for Milwaukee right now. They cannot even get a cheap basket as Winters try to force a long bomb to Kent Benson.
Boy, they're having to work like the Dickens, and nothing's paying off for him. Here comes Hollins. The quick hands of the Trailblazers. Off to Lou. Oh, I don't believe it.
When it's right, it's all day long, and right now everything they do is right on time. Milwaukee just has to settle down, not get caught up in the crowd, and play their game. There's plenty of time in the basketball game, an entire half to come back in.
And now we've got Myers and Lucas pushing off on each other as a play subsides. 6 seconds in the shot clock. They threw it away. And obviously Milwaukee is shaken right now with 17 seconds to go before halftime. And you would be too if you could see how quick this Portland team is. They have just been reaching in, and Milwaukee playing hard but just not getting any results.
Well, Milwaukee has to pass the basketball. Again, they are fighting the pressure by challenging it. When you pass the basketball and move yourself, you get the easy opportunity. On the other end, they're letting guys like Lucas and Gross get down and deep. They're getting themselves in foul trouble, and they're not getting the easy opportunities, and Portland right now is right on top. Controlling the momentum and tempo of the game is very important, and when you have a young team, sometimes you don't understand that, and they've just gotten caught up in playing hard, and everything is going out in a negative way for them.
That was the third foul, by the way, on Dave Myers. A lot of changes coming in now. Corky Calhoun is checked back in. Willie Norwood is checked back in. I tell you, Myers and Lucas, they're having quite a battle out there. Myers committing the foul, but right now they made some changes, getting some of the frontliners, Gross and Owens, out of there. Lucas with a total of 15 points.
Well, Dave Myers is a banger. He likes to have a lot of contact, but he's playing that bang-bang game with the wrong guy.
That's right. You better pick somebody else, right? There's your time remaining, a second. They're not going to get a shot, and that's going to end it here. And the Portland Trailblazers playing to that Bill Walton, Lloyd Neal, having some injuries to Dave Twardzik, having a tough time as they now lead at 67-43 at half.
Energy for a stronger America.
Oil and gas aren't the only forms of energy our country's got to develop more of these days. There are 4 others. First, there's coal. Second, there's nuclear energy. Third, there's solar energy. And fourth, there's you and all the rest of us. The more energy we save, the less we'll have to depend on imports. So let's put conservation to work, along with coal, nuclear, and solar power, to provide energy for a strong America.
Guilty.
Not guilty. 6 votes guilty, 6 votes not guilty.
This could go on all day. Bailiff!
Pass out the Right Guard deodorant.
Good.
We got stick or spray.
With Right Guard, stick or spray protects all day. They don't just cover up odor, they help stop odor before it starts. All day.
6 took stick, 6 took spray. It's unanimous.
Right Guard deodorant. Don't get dressed without it.
It's a fresh new slice of apple pie from Chevrolet to you. A fresh new slice of apple pie called Chevy Malibu.
We saw you coming, America, and here we are with a new mid-size Malibu wagon designed to carry you well into the years ahead. With mileage estimates no other mid-size six-cylinder wagon can top, with all kinds of room inside, plus a smart new look that's not going to go unnoticed.
A fresh new slice of apple pie called Chevy Malibu.
At your Chevrolet wagon stop now.
Zebco puts it on the line with the Zebco Omega 33 XPL. Smooth, powerful ball-bearing drive, ultra-sensitive drag, and an interchangeable handle for right or left-hand retrieve. The Zebco Omega 33 XPL. Just one of the Zebco Omegas. Made in America by Zebco. The folks you fish with.
Hi, everyone. I'm Don Criqui, and this year at halftime on CBS coverage of NBA.
The Zebco Omega 33 XPL. Just one of the Zebco Omegas. Made in America by Zebco. The folks you fish with.
Hi, everyone. I'm Don Criqui, and this year at halftime on CBS coverage of NBA basketball, we have some of the top players in the league matched up in the old schoolyard game of horse, where a player must duplicate his opponent's shots or be assessed a penalty letter. 5 misses means 5 letters. That spells horse, and he's out. Today, Rudy Tomjanovich goes against Kevin Greavy, and for more on the rules, here's Mendy Rudolph.
The basic rules of horse are as follows. The player in control must describe his shot beforehand. Now, 2 consecutive shots from the same area are not allowed unless someone moves at least 5 feet away. There are trick shots allowed. However, the same trick shot cannot be attempted more than once in the contest. A flip of the coin will determine who goes first. Now, there's going to be disputes out there, and if there are, my word will be the final judge.
Rudy T. has won the toss, and he'll lead away.
Rudy T., go.
Tip off the board, right-handed. One hand, tip off the board.
One hand, tip off the board, right hand. You saw it, Kevin?
Left hand.
You're left-handed. You do it with the strong side. Whoop. Kevin picks up the H.
Hooks. Jumper.
Rudy with a 20-foot jumper. Kevin makes.
The players for this competition were selected on the basis of their reputations as free shooters. And these are 2 of the great jump shooters in the league.
Kevin follows.
Jumper.
Another jumper from Rudy T.
From the head circle, Rudy.
I miss.
So 2 letters up on Greavy.
Rudy T. calls a jumper from the top of the key.
This competition at the Omni International Complex in Atlanta.
Kevin
jumper back.
They're filling that basket right up here with the jump shot.
About 5 foot in from the corner. Misses.
Greavy, an All-American from Kentucky, now is down 3 letters to none.
Two-handed tip over the head off the board.
Two-handed tip over the head off the board.
Bank shot.
Bank shot off the board.
Let's see what we have here.
Yes, it was. You catch that, Kevin? Off the board, two-handed, Using the backboard.
Using the backboard.
To convert.
Greavy needs that shooting advantage as he's down 3 letters to none.
And makes.
He gets the roll.
Jumper.
Tomjanovich still with the shooting advantage. Now it goes to Greavy.
Kevin Greavy makes.
Ball away, jump shot, nothing but court.
And Rudy T duplicates.
These guys are hitting about 80% in this.
Long jumper.
Or better.
25 feet at least.